Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are checking out Peaky Blinders. This is season 3, episode 5. And Tommy, you stepped in it again. I don't know how he's going to get out of this one. No. So let's see.
I am definitely ready, willing, and able to find out what Tommy's next move is, because he's always got something up his sleeve.
Yeah,
we've
seen Tommy get worked over a few times, but now we're talking fractured skull. Last time we heard he couldn't see, and our grandsire not too friendly to him.
Oh.
I can only imagine what this episode's going to bring us. It's been a great dark ride so far for season 3. Looking forward to more. Let's go! Okay, here we go.
Is that like
Holy
one of the
shit.
war tunnels kind of leading to the
look
whole
at that.
Oh.
Damn. Wow.
Got him in the halo.
He was in a tunnel collapse. He won medals.
Oh, everything's mixing up on him.
Take care of him.
Look up here, man. I've got nothing left to lose.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be back on that for paying. Whoa.
Wow.
Drinking the morphine, huh?
Wow.
Supposed to be drinking that like that?
Well, during this point in time, maybe that's what they thought was the right thing to do.
Oh, Tommy's
Tommy!
back.
Oh, yes!
Here he is, Mr. Shelby.
Sure, you shouldn't be smoking while you're trying to recover.
Tommy,
Oh, yeah, look at him.
I need to speak to you about the priest. I know things about him from when I was a boy.
No.
Yep.
I will shoot him myself, Tommy.
Ooh, Michael's about to cross over.
Wow.
It's easy, Marco. Just point. Pull the trigger.
You were shooting with Arthur and the other day.
I don't think you're...
And John.
Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't think you should be drinking it 3 months
Another
later.
time jump.
Is he addicted? Or is he pouring it out fine?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Oh, what's he?
What were you thinking?
I don't know. Something with his head.
Ooh, that looks
It's a lovely breakfast.
And there's his breakfast.
Do you ever read the Bible, Mary?
Sometimes.
Do you ever read it out loud while standing naked next to my bed? When I take the morphine the doctor gave me, that's what you do. I'm wide awake, but you're standing there naked, plain as day, reading from the book of Leviticus. Do you want to know what happens next? No, neither do I. So I pour the medicine away. Go and get Johnny, Merrick.
She's
I
just
mean, that's-
terrified.
Wild.
She's like, there's got to be better jobs than this. Like, I can't keep the... Oh, look at that.
There's our shot. Walking through the mill.
No
Not gonna lie.
safety glasses.
I'm not going to lie, this shot's kind of lost its luster since they're getting their ass kicked.
Yeah.
There's no Tommy in it.
Well, every season they take a beating and they come back.
Without the firing pins, the guns won't work.
And there are no replacements.
They don't make these anymore. These are the end of the line.
Yeah, we had the foreman take out all the spares.
Take the pins. They'll never fire a shot.
Nobody will know till they unload the bloody things. It's a police thing.
Take them all out and give them to me. I'll tell the Soviet ambassador that there is no longer a need to blow up the train.
And I'll tell Tommy you accept his plan.
Brilliant. Taking out the fire.
The old
pins.
spit shake.
See that line there?
What?
That's the edge of heaven. The border between Birmingham and paradise. Today, my friend, you're going to step over that line back into the world. You ever heard of Hampton Court Palace, Johnny?
I can't say I have.
You and 3 families of the Lees in a set-up camp 100 yards from the gate of the palace. You'll be joined by some old friends of mine who will open a hole underneath your tents and caravans.
You see this blow to the head you took, Tom?
I'm for allowing. You'll get £5,000, which you'll split between the 3 Lee families.
I take a lot of this money to do with not asking questions, Tommy.
They're right, Johnny. When the hole is filled in again, you can go back to paradise.
Your brothers are here, and there's someone who described himself as the Wandering Jew.
Oh, we know who that is.
Well, you take the Jewish gentleman to the drawing room, take my brothers to the kitchen and give them tea and rum.
Yes, sir.
Johnny's just stunned. Here he is.
This is Big Tom.
Well,
The Wandering.
who else would it be?
Good morning, Mr. Solomons.
Yeah, it is.
Look at his eyes.
Think?
Your housekeeper said you're not allowed to drink. She said you're suffering from so many ancient injuries from your fucking life that your head is like some sort of smashed vase what has been stuck back together by an horse.
You know something, Alfie? This morning, I tried to read the paper, and I realised the only consequence of my terrible accident is that I now need glasses.
I know a man who can make you a pair of these. Now, he's a magician, mate. So not only will you be able to read your newspaper, you will also be able to see into the future. Now, I know this, right, because he made this pair here for me. So you don't have to worry about telling me what this is all about, do you? Because I have already seen it. You forget about the rushes, ain't you, you silly boy?
If you can shoot him, are you sure the kid's yours?
I wish I hadn't told you.
Oh,
Think of marriage as a beautiful road, flowers all the way down it.
Is he joking? It's hard to tell these days.
You'll love the woman.
What? She doesn't want to have the baby. We know a woman.
Shut up, John.
Charlotte will want the best.
She is the best. The best. Used to be a nurse. 20 minutes, done. Don't even have to go in or wait outside. You go to the garrison, drink whiskey, have a laugh.
oh.
And then this kid walks in, no shoes on, says it's done. Second time he was in there, same kid. This time he's wearing shiny no shoes. Shouts, it's Don Arthur.
And what?
She bought new shoes with the money I gave her.
God damn. This is
Ooh.
getting deep.
If you're gonna get on like this with the Apaches, they'd f***ing scalp you, but.
Tommy said when that bell rings, we'll they all go to the big room.
Well, slam that around that, boy.
Tommy has a plan.
I like we're getting a lot of Johnny.
Yeah, he's all gung ho about everything too.
Oh boy. This is gonna get interesting.
Yeah, with Arthur.
Arthur! Shalom!
Oh my gosh.
Alfie,
He sounds like Bane.
I want you to know that whatever happened between us back then, that was business. And now I would also like to extend my personal apologies unto you.
This is tough
Wow.
for Arthur to take.
Oh, Arthur's a changed man.
Yeah,
no
he's trying
offense,
to
though.
turn that corner. So what do you do here?
I can't believe this happened.
I hear that you have allowed Jesus to come into your life. How does that work for you on a day-to-day, considering your line of work, mate?
We are.
your apologies accepted.
Wow. These two gentlemen.
Because I hear you're a right nuisance with it. Hello.
Oh,
Listen, all I'm saying is that every man, he craves certainty, doesn't he? Even if that certainty of yours, right? Well, I mean, it's fanciful, mate, isn't it? Mate.
holy shit! These 3 actors just crushing
I'm
it.
Old Testament.
You know, look at that. That scares me more. Congratulations, Tommy. You now have the finished article, right there. for you with God on his side. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You don't want to let him go.
We're gonna do business with this. I demand to know why.
Oh man! Every time Tom Hardy is around, it's just wild.
So the Russians cannot be trusted to pay us. We're going to take what is ours.
Do our robbery here.
We need to see what's in their treasury, and that's why we need Mr. Solomons.
I want to watch that whole scene again. Can we just go back and watch it again, please?
I feel like, yeah, that needs to be those three together as these characters.
That was incredible.
Just wild.
I mean, you had Arthur in the same room as Scarecrow and Bane.
Today, they're going to test us. Come.
Oh, gosh, we are back.
Russians all turned and ran.
Cossacks didn't run, Arthur.
Mr. Shelby, welcome.
Tatiana?
How's my car?
I think I'm in love with this.
And yours? Excuse the deception. Whenever we open the treasury, the Cossacks are on guard.
Oh boy,
Nope.
this is gonna get wild.
In Russia, men on the other side of the law decorate their body in tattoos. Now, some of these tattoos are proof of allegiance to underground organizations, which are the sworn enemies of the royal household. So, it's customary
Oh, boy.
to check for such tattoos before engaging a man in business. And as we approach the allotted day, these ladies here would like to make sure that you're not assassins or infiltrators, so...
No, we're all good.
So they'd like to check your skin.
Strip down.
Tchaikovsky.
I wasn't sure that was the reason. Well, boys,
John and Mike. They're
Wasn't sure that was the
They're
reason.
John, yeah.
No.
They're two different reactions.
Bye, Arthur.
Mandy Bucatuzzi, Adolphus Prospice Belendi, Opteronis, the Kolovitz Bias, eh? Eh?
He's all about it.
John boy.
I will have a...
Well, you did have to rip the buttons off.
А второй красавчик.
There you go, ladies. Ladies in Birmingham.
Oh my gosh.
It is traditional to seal the successful examination with vodka and music.
Well done, Arthur. Now you know what you have to do next.
John.
I don't even think that's fake. That's acting. That's just.
One last job.
Boy, Arthur is being tested this episode.
This episode. This
season. Yeah, but like the last 15 minutes.
I mean, he had Alfie in his face, and now this.
Lord Michael, because as the chief accountant, he has to be witness.
Ada, can I use your phone?
Michael, business first.
Oh, Michael.
Is.
You know, and they haven't really said it, but Michael's been through it about as bad as anybody,
lot.
too.
Yeah, he's been through a lot.
Ada, whilst you're reading this, can I go and use your phone?
Who's the lucky girl, Michael? Her name is Charlotte, and Michael cannot breathe if he does not talk to her every 2 hours.
Ada, please.
Phone's in the hall. I'll note for the line.
Thank you.
And keep it quick. I pay the bill.
I will.
Not for long.
Sure, it's not after 9 o'clock and you get free minutes?
Yeah, back in 19, wherever we're at now in this timeline.
What's her number? 4?
What's Mike gonna do?
Think about it, Paul. Together we can take control. With 2 of us in the company, we can straighten things out. It's just this way I get paid and Carl gets a nice Christmas.
Welcome to the bourgeoisie.
My name is Smith. My girlfriend is pregnant.
He's calling.
We'd like you to help us.
Oh,
We
we're
need to
going
fix a
there.
date.
Holy shit, we're going there.
Welcome to Shelby Company Limited.
Limited and unarmed.
Dude, if Aunt Paul found out what he was doing.
Yeah.
Ada, our new head of property and acquisitions.
Congratulations. Where do I sign? Ada, have you got whiskey?
Yeah, Tommy.
Oh,
Yeah, Tommy.
I've already
Okay.
told him. Becoming too like a cousin.
I thought that was the idea.
Yeah, Tommy, but with a bit more f***ing charm and class.
Where am I sleeping, Ada?
Michael.
In the room next to Carl's.
Michael.
Good night.
Heartbroken, poor love. So, how should we celebrate?
Oh,
Well, with Michael in bed, I thought I might go for a little drive.
The painter's house.
Holly.
Things have begun to develop with the man who's supposed to my portrait.
Hey.
When you stand there in the dress.
Well, he already told her what he wants to do.
And have you?
No, not yet. He wanted me there tonight. Ada, you don't bring out of this to the boys.
Okay, but is he
No,
nice?
no, I mean it, Ada. His friends write the papers, Ada. Tommy would try and close him down.
So go.
He's like a tiny bird pecking at you. Why should the boys have all the fun?
There you go, Aunt Paul.
All
There you
right.
go, Aunt Paul.
and they hit us with the music.
Hey, was it last episode or 2 episodes ago? We got the shot of them walking
shit.
up.
What kind of party is this?
Whoa.
It's a Russian party.
Just. Whoa.
Race day.
Oh, boy, Arthur.
That's a whole bottle all to himself.
John is... Uh-oh, why is that guy checking his watch? Yep, John saw it.
Yep.
Oh, good, Stefan. And out. No, no. Prince wants me to suck his. How much do you need to say yes? That's on top of the day rate for the arse slaps.
Ooh.
Strong room's not guarded at night, but he said they would kill the 3 brothers in the ugly of the coal yard. Jake was talking about using a sword, but the woman, she was talking about using machine guns.
Oh.
Keep your it up, picky boy, eh?
Ooh.
Man.
We are almost there. This way.
God, this just took like a dark turn,
Yeah,
man.
you're not kidding.
I mean, I thought we were getting dark with Michael.
Yeah.
Now we just took like an even darker one.
We are now underneath the River Thames. Your jeweler.
I'm sure they trust me, Tommy.
As we agreed, your jeweler will now select items to a total value of £70,000. When you have selected your chosen items, they will be put into a box and stored. When you have fulfilled your part of the deal, the box will be delivered to you.
Yeah, well, there was a good reason for that.
Yeah.
You speak it up?
I do, yeah. I do.
Nice.
This is my mum.
Nice.
Yeah, my mother. You people, right? You hunted my mum with dogs through the snow. But today, right, it's for forgiveness, isn't it?
Oh, no.
That was a reminder.
Yep.
I think it's fair to say, yeah, 1,500.
1,500.
Well, now I'll give you 1,800.
I know the current market value, 18 it is.
That's very gracious of you. Let me remind you, we were told to come in and choose what we'd like, and now we've chosen. So, Nicholas, give you that. I'll give you 4.
5. With the royal provenance.
Right, Rumpelstiltskin. Let's go.
7.
6. Let's call it 6, eh? Beauty. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? That is splendid. Splendid.
This is getting...
You recognise this work there? Immediately. Guessing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
See this, right? It's got paste in it. That's paste. Let me tell you something, son. Somebody comes into my shop with some paste like this. Usually, what I make them do, right, is swallow it. What game are you playing?
Trying to sell him fake jewels.
Yeah, all the jewels, are all the jewels shit or just that one?
Shall we clean it up? Be careful. Hey?
No, Elfie.
Right. What we got?
37,600.
Okay, it was just dirty. I thought maybe it was fake.
My jeweller here, he advises me to insist on Fabergé.
It's a deal breaker, sorry.
God, just.
The tension.
Exactly. Especially with Hardy and Solomon. Like, you never know which way he's going.
No, it's hard. It's hard to get a read on him.
Yeah. Which is perfect.
I brought that from Crimea myself.
do you know? With the provenance of that being laid by such a delicate beauty, that does indeed bring us the entire selection to £70,000.
Put her there.
Pass.
I demand absolute honesty.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, our guy.
What a change up.
Oh, he's nervous.
I want to see the paint. We're all on the edge of our seats for this. We want to see it too.
Oh, sorry, can I?
I insist.
Oh,
she didn't look yet.
A woman of style and substance.
Look at that painting.
I'm a student of silence. Is this a good silence or?
It's good. It's very good.
No, it's still wet.
oh, smudge.
This is the best work I've ever done.
It's a good painting.
I'll miss Sundays.
I'll miss Sunday.
Well, you can always start a new
There'll be
paint.
more Sundays.
There you go. All right, some
Oh,
happiness for Aunt Paul here. About time she gets a W.
Like Sonny said, he was gonna. Here at the end of the painting, he was like, "I very much plan on seducing you." Right?
Yeah, called his shot.
Very upfront.
Very.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I was.
Oh.
You just not do that.
Oh, is this
I'm sorry. It's all right.
is this the first time since Campbell?
Must probably.
Yeah, well, I think so.
Oh, shit, that was that
man.
was scary the way they jumped to that scene.
Dude, we hit a lot of deep layers in this episode. And we're not even done yet.
Brown boys dancing with them.
Vodka.
I stood your bottles back on. I wanted to see if I did a good job.
Oh, Arthur.
Did a good job.
I have no idea how these scenes are getting up on YouTube.
My aunt only employs the best horse. How did you feel when I held him? You were jealous. You wanted to kill me or him. No?
Nope, not even a little bit.
It was a little creepy.
Why do you play games with people? That is no benefit to you.
In Russia because we were bored. In England because we don't know how to stop. These are silly games and orgasms.
So let's fuck.
I have no idea what's going to happen. Yep, it's taking the ring off. This is going to get darker, isn't it?
Well, I'm wondering if Tommy's doing this for some other reason.
Well, he said a darker room.
You know,
too.
something a part of his mission or his plan here.
I think he's going to introduce a little payback.
Or
it's just is what it is.
that's
I just got bad feelings. Oh,
well.
You still love her, don't you?
Oh,
You want her?
no, she's done.
You want her?
Are you?
She got you, Tommy.
Yeah. Broke him emotionally. Or Tommy was just waiting to let that out.
seems like he's just so vulnerable around her. Maybe it's just because of what she's saying to him at certain times.
Well, she talks to him away. Nobody else does.
You want her?
True.
Tonight.
Oh, the perfume.
In the palace in Tbilisi, there was a priest, and he would put his hands here. And with that strangulation, there was also ecstasy. It's called klisti. You are almost hungover. You are almost dead. But in that moment, women who was the last women in the world would lay down, and they would they gasped. You want her?
What?
A little bit more aggressive than I was expecting.
Well, apparently it's working.
If you are the dealer, let me out of the...
She is like working some magic on Tommy because now she's getting him into a spot where
he can see Grace again.
Well, but like she's the only one that can do that for him.
Yeah.
I opened up another treasury for you.
What a cutscene.
Jesus.
Them all.
I will.
Parish. The king. The copper.
Yeah, she's still. That's understandable.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll ever go away.
I killed a policeman in cold blood with a gun.
Really?
She did it.
I do not know how we get half of this episode on
No.
YouTube.
No. It's going to be a 10-minute
It's
super
going to be a
cut.
short reaction for YouTube,
Yeah.
but not for you members.
Oh. Is Arthur
There's. I wonder what's really going through Arthur.
Does he think Arthur lost his ring?
Well,
Oh, we'll
he
find
took it
out.
off. Where did he
He's
put
It's
it?
back
Oh,
on though.
yeah, it looks like
He's
it's
got
on,
it on.
but is that big ring that he's always had?
Yeah.
I mean, it's on his ring finger on his left hand, so you'd assume so.
Yeah, the Shelby boys went to a party. That's what we'll title this one.
Yeah, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
At one point, I looked down, I got the top of her head, and I thought she was going to pull me off in her hand and fucking throw it out the window. She shocked me dry, I swear to God.
You've had worse nights?
Had worse nights.
What was your night, brother? Get all your buttons back, eh? Tells Linda everything. Every single thing. Yeah, well, I'll see.
John boy.
Man, the brothers sure know how to push each other.
I miss you when you're gone now, Arthur.
Oh,
Finally, back
train.
to some normalcy somewhat.
Yeah.
Private Letzel, reporting for duty, Sergeant Major.
nice.
That is private.
You guys ready to do some digging?
7 left. Out of 50.
Did I get them tea?
Get him beer, Colin. I used to run it like cars on petrol.
Give him the black country stuff. It's in the barrel with the tack.
You remember these boys?
Well, if it ain't the tip-two f***ing clay kickers, eh?
And this is William Letzel, the best tunneler I ever met. So there's 3 cellars underneath the house.
Oh boy.
The tunnel runs directly west and it's separated from the house by 3 iron doors with locks we can't open. We need our tunnel to run from here and hit the strong room direct.
It's like an old-fashioned, like prison escape tunnel out type setup here.
The Great Escape.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Paul with those shades, I love it.
Oh, Michael.
What are you gonna find in there, Paul?
Is he still there? Nope.
Primrose Hill, 23, Ada Thorn. Is Michael still there?
I thought he would have came back.
Would you tell him that I've taken the car? He can take the train. You try and find out why he's been so bloody sour lately.
What is she snooping around for?
See what he's been up to.
Yeah.
Oh, is that in a ring?
Oh.
Oh.
It's definitely not a ring.
That's the priest.
Hughes. Yep.
I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's like none of my business.
Hope you know what you're doing. That was that look.
She is not happy. She does not want Michael getting involved in that business. Wow.
No.
Love it. Just that little.
Yep.
Little
Little bit
thing
of power dynamic there.
Yeah.
The bullet was mine. I never got a chance to fire it.
And the gypsy rules say it must be passed
It's all
on.
about rules. It's about he asked me. It's about he told me why he wanted to do it.
There we go.
Some dark shit, Paul.
So this is when he was with the parish.
Better off without it, Paul.
Oh, she'll do it herself.
Oh, she'll blow the whole building up.
What a
This is when he was
performance.
with the fathers.
Is this when he was in the care of the Holy Fathers?
She's gonna
Michael
feel
wants
guilty.
to, you don't know.
She's totally gonna feel the guilt of
Because it was, her fault.
She's going to feel that way.
He asked me, Paul. And I said yes. And I said, you put a bullet in that f***'s brains. By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Holy shit.
He'll still be as dead if Arthur does it.
And part of him will always stay dead.
I swear to God.
In whose house it took place.
If my son pulls the trigger, I will bring this whole organization down around your ears.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, what a finish. What a jam.
Yeah.
Geez, folks, holy cow. I mean, this show, what a masterclass of acting. I mean, we've had so many scenes. I don't know if you guys have a favorite. I don't know if you guys have a favorite, but for me, it's a toss-up between the scene with Tommy and Aunt Polly and Tommy, Arthur, and Alfie, because those two scenes were incredible. And they were, and so, I mean, again, let me know what you think your favorites were. I mean, I don't know, did you guys have favorites if you had to pick from what we saw here? I mean, for me, it's those two.
How about just everything with Tom Hardy?
It was wild. That scene in the jewelry, in the jewelry storeroom. I mean, they were pushing that so hard.
Yeah,
the tension.
Yeah, I've said it a couple of times now, and anytime Tom as Alfie is on screen, I just don't know what to expect, and it's glorious.
Yeah. It's like you think he could go in there, play ball, examine the jewelry, and walk out, have a nice day, or he could kill everybody in the room, and it would be
push your buttons as he's doing it,
and it would be perfectly reasonable to expect either one of those things to happen. But gosh, this show, what a masterclass in acting and just everything. The music, the scene setting, the lighting, the close-ups that they do. And that's the thing I've noticed with this show is the close-ups and how they let the scenes breathe. That we had that shot with Aunt Polly when she was finding everything out from Tommy, and just the way her eyes were looking around. She brought on the tears, the facial expressions, and they just let that happen. They didn't rush it, and
let it breathe.
Huge kudos to everybody involved. But I mean, what a story. With Michael's character, they hinted at some things happening to him in his youth, and recently they hinted at it at the prison a little bit, and then they hinted at it in this episode in an episode with the where we learned what happened between him and the priests, and when he was at where he was at. And I think we kind of forget everything that Michael's been through, because while being a main character, he's not necessarily in the forefront like John Boy, Arthur, and Tommy. He's kind of back doing his thing, but then it's like, God, he's been through, stuff just as bad as anybody, and they're all going through it. I mean, the only one who's kind of, skating by a little bit here is John Boy. I mean, he's got kind of his own things going on, but not nearly to the level as the others and what they've gone through. And the way that they're playing out each individual's like demons and things that they have inside them, and they even hinted at that when they went to get the jewelry and they had to basically strip down for the tattoos when Tatiana was like, everybody's got a devil inside them. And I think we've really seen that in this episode. And, there was, I can't believe I had a jump scare in Peaky Blinders, but when Aunt Paul had that flashback with Campbell, that was almost like a jump scare that you're totally not expecting. So that was that was wild, and I don't think, we're ever going to be over that. But just a complete masterclass. This show just does not miss. And again, I think one of the things I'm most happy about is that I could go back and watch this show again anytime that I want, because it is just that damn good. This episode just took everything to a new level.
Yeah, once, like, you're asking what your favorite scene, and you could ask what's your favorite episode. This one for me, for just straight up acting wise, this is one of the best episodes. From the one-on-ones to how Tom Hardy had everyone on edge just looking at the jewelry, the scene between him and Arthur. You had just Tommy with Paul at the end. Even Paul with Sonny, where they're having this, what's supposed to be, the culmination of the painting. And he's like, at the end of it, I'm going to seduce you. And they were. And then you have the quick, terror of, was that because, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and we probably don't know for sure, but was that the first time since the incident with Campbell? Because, she wasn't going to let her guard down. And then that happened with Campbell. And, was she always keeping her guard up? How was her life after that as far as that aspect of it? Because, you saw her go from 0 to 100 right away. Don't do that. I was honestly, I was worried she might actually do harm to Sonny just because of what happened. And it would be totally understandable. And so that was another good show. I can't wait to see more of the William Letso, and the 7 that they brought in as far as her tunneling. And we saw the little plan. I love the David Bowie song at the beginning, which was kind of showing us, the whole recovery aspect, and that it took 3 months for Tommy to recover. And I was wondering how they're going to address that. Were they going to have it be drawn out where he was a little groggy at first, this or that?
Well, steps, yeah.
So I love that right away he discovered that the morphine was what was kind of hindering him, so that he got rid of it. And he had another great scene, him with Mary. Mary, do you read the Bible? Do you read it out loud? Yeah. Were you reading it out loud next to me, naked, next to my bed? No, and so I had to get rid of it. That was the time. So even that was another good scene. And then even Michael with his girlfriend, what are they going through there? And that's what I thought Paul was going to find was something to do with that. Instead, it's the bullet. Totally caught me off guard with that. I knew he wanted to do it, and he had his reasons, as we found out. And she still doesn't want Michael in that lifestyle, even knowing what had happened to him. But another great episode, and now I'm even intrigued with Arthur. What is Arthur going to do now? He tells Linda everything. And they even jabbed him with it. Tell Linda everything. Wow. And then even I didn't even get to the Tatiana where she was manipulating Tom with Grace and all that, how that whole scene played out, which was mind-boggling. Another fantastic episode. The acting off the charts once again in this episode.
Yeah, I think you could go back and forth as to whether or not Aunt Polly is correct. As should she let Michael do that, or should she try to protect him from this life? You could go both ways. I think it's fascinating.
But then even the threat at the end, if you let Michael do this, organization is pretty much over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every scene in this entire series, other than a couple of the lighthearted scenes, where they're getting checked for tattoos, and a couple of the party scenes, was really, really intense. The intimacy scenes that we had were very interesting. We had Aunt Paul and Sonny, and Paul obviously trying to get past what happened with Campbell, and she had those flashbacks, and asked him to stop. How do you not like Sonny? He was very mindful of that she had dealt with something. He was, there, was taking her lead. So that was kind of, it was like this mix. She was completely in charge. She said, "I'm going to go out and do my thing. I'm not going to let this stop me." But there was also a little bit of vulnerability there with Tommy. I mean, that was crazy that she was asking him, do you still love her? Are you thinking about Grace? Which was an interesting question, because it's when you lose, your wife in that sort of situation, I mean, it's you're always going to love her. It's not like that's going to stop, but she kind of put him in an interesting situation with something that you gather he hadn't done before. And that was super intense. And then you saw Arthur, who was more vodka, because he was kind of pushing himself towards making bad decisions. And when he was in the middle of it, you could tell there was some guilt as it was happening. So 3 really powerful intimacy scenes that, a lot of times, hey, when we watch shows and, we've seen previous scenes where it's woo, party time, it's the easiest way for reactors to kind of put a name to that. be YouTube friendly, but in this episode, they were really, really powerful. Look, of course, we had the Tom Hardy scenes with Arthur was really incredible, but he also brought up a really interesting point of, it must be difficult, with your day-to-day job, trying to be, a man of God, which I think caused some real conflict with Arthur. And I think that was one of the things we got a lot of in this episode is conflict with Arthur. We saw Arthur grab the ashtray, and the old Arthur would have smacked him, right? Yep. The old Arthur would have smacked him, but he didn't. He kind of stayed reserved.
He'll listen to Tommy.
Yeah, and then we saw Arthur, kind of, uncomfortable during the tattoo checking and then the partying and all that. So much internal conflict with Arthur. And now on the way home, are you going to tell your wife? Let's not forget he's got a baby on the way too. I mean, so it's a rough situation. A lot going on for Michael. His girlfriend's pregnant. They're have some big decisions to make, and you can tell that he's, nervous about all that. Pretty dark what we learned about, or were given, validation about with him and the priest, because it's like, it's kind of it's pretty much an unforgivable thing. So I know people have their missteps in life, but something like that, it's like, okay, let's take out the priest. I don't think anybody, and Paul wasn't against them taking out the priest. She doesn't want it to be Michael. She suggested Arthur. And Tommy brought up an interesting thing. If somebody else does it, then it's something that's always going to live with Michael. And but we've seen in this show and in other shows, when you take a man's life, you're completely changed forever for good. And I don't think she wants that weight on Michael's shoulders. And just so much happened in this episode, so much. And it's like, I wonder like how many takes they have to get these shots. Every scene in this episode felt like a master class in acting, right? And it's just like, obviously you have some actors who are incredibly talented. The writing that they have to work with, the scenery, the videography, everything is amazing. But this episode, I agree with Answer. This was one of the more powerful, one of the better episodes that we've seen, throughout the entire series.
Yeah. I'm basing that solely on acting. Just acting.
Yeah, I'm going to be straight up. This was a very unsettling episode of all the episodes that we've watched with Peaky Blinders so far.
It's a good term for it, unsettling.
Yeah,
very
we explored themes of SA. We explored themes of, I'll just say, aborts. And with the priest, we've explored the that falls under the category of SA. But that is just like top of the
top level stuff. Yeah.
Not even to talk about what the characters themselves are personally going through. I mean, we had the trauma of Aunt Paul come back, which I was not expecting at all. But I don't, and it's fair. It's good that Stephen Knight did that, right? Because I can't imagine. We were all upset seeing Aunt Paul put herself through or go through that. She didn't. I mean, I know she put herself there, but she also went through it to help Michael out.
Do it.
And having that trauma come back, I would assume it's the first time. To your question that you had previously, I would assume it is the first time, and that's why they brought that, or Stephen Knight wrote that back in for us to see that has not left Aunt Paul whatsoever, and any woman in that position, that would probably never leave. I mean, we got in the beginning. Now we got Tommy battling 3 months of rehabilitation, basically. He was drinking a ton of morphine. I mean, we're talking about drug abuse too now, right in here. Mm-hmm. I mean, this episode was carrying a shit ton of. I'm just gonna say themes to keep it pretty easy for the fucking YouTube algorithm here. But now we'll get flagged for that too, probably. But again, just a deep episode, and then when we got into the whole Russia thing, when Tommy said they're gonna mess with us, I was thinking, they're gonna just like finger poke, but they were doing some level 5, 10, whatever level you want to max out at of mind effing a lot here, and that I'm not trying to, I mean, there was a lot of effing going on in that scene too, but. Again, this whole episode was as you guys were saying, from an acting standpoint, all of them just crushed it. Every single one of them. Tatiana's character is, I still can't totally put my finger on what she is completely all about. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's obviously, they've done a good job of showing what she's capable of, but I can't tell if she actually really likes Tommy or if she's more in love with the fact that she's got him pinpointed on how she can trigger and manipulate his emotions and then basically get him melting in the palm of her hand because she can ultimately control him.
That's
so
what I think.
I think it's more of that. But there, don't get me wrong, there's still a little bit there where she, I think, does kind of like Tommy, but I think she likes the power that she has over him more.
Yeah, well, it's the kind of like the two big dogs in the organization. I mean, the queen, whatever you want to call her, is kind of calling the shots, but Tatiana's the one running everything.
Yep.
And Tommy's obviously the alpha in the situation, so it makes sense they match up.
And fucking poor Arthur. Poor Arthur. That guy, I know some could say, and it probably is, he basically got SA'd.
Yeah, he did too. Absolutely.
And then he didn't want any part of what was about to go down. Now, I'm pretty sure none of us, except you folks, knew what was coming. I didn't think she was going to go that far. I thought she was just going to tease it to be like, I can mess with you at any time I want. But she actually went for the full thing. And then we fast forward to, again, the party scene where he's basically, at first I thought he was trying to do the vodka to get himself to, like, pass out.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm out of it,
I can't stay,
anything.
I can't see this, And then it was the seamstress, I guess we could say now, for lack of better terms. And I can't wait to see how he is going to handle this situation now. I can only imagine what's going through his mind. But John Boy, that was having seemingly like the time of his life a little bit, just living up to the part anyway.
But he still had his guy in the back that he was like getting information,
from, and that
so it
poor
seemed
guy.
like he still had his head on.
Yeah.
Well, that poor guy was all screwed up in the head now after experiencing this. I mean, this was a really heavy, deep episode when you actually like break it down, and that's as far as I'm going to go. Yeah. But Tom Hardy again with Alfie. At least in my opinion, every single time. And now we can all pinpoint some Tom Hardy stuff and say it's good, but this to me is probably his best work because I don't know what the hell he's going to do. And the way he operates with his eyes, it tells thousands of stories more than what half the time is going on. And that scene with Arthur was amazing, to say the least. The way that the tension was built there and the way that Alfie was trying to provoke something out of Arthur, and then Arthur just... And Killian. Killian is prime example right there of, I don't need to have any words to make this, my character
little head
be
nod.
Impactful, which was impactful to Arthur, because if Tommy wasn't there, I'm pretty sure Arthur would have been... he would have done something.
Well, and
what a phenomenal episode. Can't wait to see how this season 3 is gonna.
Yeah, I like what Arthur said in that, or I like what Alfie said in that scene about Arthur to Tommy. He's like, now you got a guy who will take everybody out, not only for you, but with God on his side too. That makes him that much more deadly. And
that's the thing too. Like, I can't tell when he means something.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good Alfie's character is I don't know when he's actually meaning it, because unless he gets to level 10 where it's he's basically like
doing
this
the
now
violence,
and then where he's basically gonna engage violence. But man,
Alfie he kind of sounded like Bane when Arthur walked on the door, the way he was talking.
Yes.
Like I could hear Bane because he had a little bit of a muffled voice and
darkness.
Alpha, how are you doing? Like it just made me think of Bane. And it's like, and obviously you're terrified of Bane, so then it's like, well, here's Alfie. He's got the big eyes looking at Tommy as he's talking to Arthur. It's like,
that's actually
what is he gonna do now?
That's actually good to bring up, at least in my eyes, for Tommy. Tom Hardy. I got to stop saying Tommy. Tom Hardy is because in Dark Knight Rises, Bane's actually a primo character right here, because he was the way that the Bane character was for Nolan he had to act through his eyes. And now that we're talking this out, I'm like, there it is. It's
Well, same thing in
boom.
Dunkirk. If you saw it, he had a mask on his face most of the time. And
Didn't see it.
what I loved about this episode too, kind of thinking about it, that you brought up, Alfie, is everybody is trying to always do some level of intimidation and power grab in every scene they are when they're just communicating with anybody. Whether it's Alfie getting right up in Arthur's face when they're sitting next to each other and he's talking to him, or with Aunt Paul moving and sitting at the other desk, you know, Tommy doing what he does. Everybody's trying to get some sort of one-upsmanship or power level. And I think with this episode in particular, if we wanted to, we could stretch this out to like probably 4 hours. We would like watch a 5-minute scene, hit stop, talk for half an hour,
absolutely.
40 minutes,
Absolutely.
hit play, watch the next scene, then sit and talk about it because it's phenomenal.
And if you made it this far, I'm real curious to see what side of the fence you were on with Aunt Paul, because
regarding Michael,
Michael at that last scene there with Tommy, because it's tricky, right? At the one hand, I see exactly where she's coming from. The other hand, there ain't shit she can do about it.
No.
If Michael wants to do it, he's going to do it.
And the other,
he's his own man now. I think she wants to, she wants to, kind of
She still wants to
shelter
be
him
the mother,
and protect
yeah.
him. But
And
he's
that's
making his own
100%
decisions.
understandable.
yeah, but as long as he's in that life with the Shelby Corporation, it's gonna happen. Sooner or
yeah.
later, it's coming. It's
At
just
some point, that domino is going to fall.
Yeah, they're going legit. Then Tahiti, who knows?
Yeah, and Tahiti, of course. And so we have one episode left of this season. We cannot wait. The show, obviously, phenomenal. So for Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.